Hello, welcome back. 2 battles, 1 event. First up, Denmark. Since there is an event in Denmark, you can probably guess how this battle goes, but let's just watch how exactly it played out. Nothing too scary. It is literally just heavy infantry. There's 2 slingers, which is pretty interesting. And, yeah, you know, takes a bit of work to get through these guys, but helps to have our prophet running up smiting them, I suppose. Alright, Denmark down. We do have luck scales, so of course the event we got is raiders from the sea are harrying our coastal settlements, and rest plus 28. Always great stuff. Next up, Zox. This should be trivial. Big shamblers. They need some appropriate music, I think. Well, pretty trivial. It says Zox as well. 18 kills, 0 losses. Good stuff. And here's the map now. So, first up we can already see a neighbour. And apparently they are attacking Carrion Mark as I checked. So I was thinking, we could press on and try and, like, ring some of this territory. But, I mean, we really want to push in for a swamp. And we could just go back and grab the farmland. I don't know. The thing that was, like, worrying me about, like, doubling back is if we go to Promised Land, we're going to be stuck. Like, it's going to be hard to know how to continue expanding at that point. And then I remembered, I wisely recruited this guy. So we're going to send him over as well. And then, if necessary, we can just pass all these units over to him. And then he has sailing and gift of water breathing, so he can take stuff underwater, or hopefully he can attack this as well. It would be nice to grab this peninsula easily without having to send out a separate squad that's just going to get, you know, stuck there. Sailing would be really useful if it lets us do that. We can grab this peninsula and maybe sail here and grab this one as well. Or head straight underwater, because this province might be pretty easy for those guys. Even though they're not amphibious at all. They'd get big penalties, but this is just Ichthyids, so might be okay. This province is Bone Tribe, which can be a bit scary sometimes, but only 20, it might be okay. So we'll attack Promised Land, which is heavy infantries and slingers. I imagine it'll be quite similar to Denmark. It is a 91 income province, which is quite nice. So, same sort of thing. I've got this guy doing Urshield, Holy Avenger, hold, and then attack, so he can join in poking people with his golden spear. Currently got his Numidians on bodyguard duty. But besides that, not much to say, same sort of thing. You may have noticed that Denmark has some sites in it, though. One is an arena for 25 gold, which is, you know, pretty nice. And the other's a slave market for 3 blood slaves a turn. Now, 3 slaves isn't much, but getting it for free on turn 4 is pretty nice. We might be able to empower somebody in blood, you know, not too far from now. So that's pretty cool. We'll see what we can do with that, if anything. Next up, the mercenaries. Since I'm planning on having these guys pick off the peninsulas, and since we're already penned in here, which is really bad, I think what I'm going to try and do with this guy is, like, do a big ring and try and grab all this stuff. The territory isn't, like, amazingly favourable for anyone walking towards us, because there's lots of forests and wastelands and swamps. There's like this horrible border of just terrible terrain. And then this is a choke through a throne. So what I'm hoping we can do is we can hit Gilgad here, which is just ring-mailed archers and militias. And then grab the forest and maybe the wasteland, or maybe just go through the water. But we'll try and just ring in some of this territory. The best case scenario, I think, is we go through Gilgad into the forest, the wasteland, the plains, the swamps, and then start taking water provinces. And that rings in a ton of stuff for us, which is quite good. But we'll see if we can pull that off. Besides that, there's not much else to say. The situation in our cap is really not good, because we just don't have any resources. So I can get 1 Numidian champion and 6 warriors, and that's it. Which is suboptimal. If we do grab this, it puts an additional 19 resources in the province, in the capital, I guess, which is something, but we also still need 2 more points of productivity and impassable, but yeah, it's just a very low resource cap, unfortunately. Which is not great when we have so many good cap-only units that are all heavy armor. Can't really be helped, though. We are still doing a little bit of research, so, you know, we'll get some corpse constructs out eventually. Nothing interesting to recruit in any of these provinces, just some basic commanders. And you might have noticed that I'm also, attacking this throne as well, because it looks kind of small. So I'm just going to send my scout into that. Hopefully he survives, because that would be awkward if we just lose our scout on turn 4. Well, turn 5, I guess. But I would like to have an early picture of what this throne looks like, because it would be nice to get it from Donemark, and then, I don't know, we hold the ocean around it. It might be okay. It's only heavy infantry, archers, and heavy cav, and I can't even see the heavy cav on the map, so... But there are no wizards here. I mean, the units that we have could probably take that quite easily. But we'll see. Anyway, that's it for turn 4, so... Nothing interesting in the mercenary list. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hello, welcome back. Got some research in construction done, which is pretty cool. We can now do corpsemen. But not really worth it until we get the, you know, corpsemen booster items. We'll keep going. Well, yeah, has a prophet. Berda is the prophet of Honk Honk Honk. The personification of death. The pockmarked saviour. More like peckmarked saviour, am I right? Maybe. Battling Gilgad. So here's the shipwreckers into... I mean, not much, honestly. Good work from the shipwreckers as usual. Still no losses. Just crushing. As you'd expect. And then we have in Asia. So here is the throne. Our scout does retreat, but unfortunately he does not survive the retreat. Which is slightly awkward. We're down a scout now. But yeah, you can see this throne doesn't look too bad in terms of units. Mages there's a couple of. We've got some heavy cav in the front and heavy infantry, so that's the worst of the units. A couple of bodyguards at the back then and some archers. So not too bad. Mages though, we have little wizard, big water wizard. So I'm not sure what they'll do. Nothing good. But I don't know, it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, maybe a water rally, maybe I don't know, Falling Frost, Frozen Heart. Shouldn't be too bad. This guy has a black steel full plate and a pendant of luck. Not a very big mage though. So he should go down. Probably won't do much of any interest. This would be cool though, because it would be nice to get those items to put on a giant actually, so kinda cool. And this guy down here is a big fire mage unfortunately, so yeah, we might run into some big fire rally spam. But that's easily like the worst part of this throne. Classic Panbog. So it looks kind of doable. Only 70 units overall. Give it a shot eventually. Promised Land is last up. Not much to see here though. Let's see the big guy. Oh, I should probably point out, by the way, for those of you who skipped the intro video, these commanders are added in the balance model running. The reason for that is because the Fomorians have minimum leader size now. So the really big giants won't be led by anything smaller than 6. And the other ones don't like anything smaller than 4. So in order to make sure that you don't need to recruit the really big Fomorian king guys, you have this sort of middle ground that's also size 6 and can lead your troops. Just in case you were wondering. The balance mode we're running is also why all of these units are cursed as well. worst or not, though, they clean up the Promised Land pretty well. Still mostly just losing the slingers. I don't think we've lost any of the other H4 units yet, have we? I don't think so. Doing fine. Dänemark, we got a single nature gem, fantastic. And a new famous hero. It's Eagle-Oni. Got lightning reflexes, good for him, I suppose. Now, this sounds a bit awkward because we are about to lose the shipwreckers. So, do we expect the other players to like bid massively and try and steal him from us or not? I don't know. I've kind of... This counts as a 410 gold bill, 410 gold bid. I think that should be enough. I don't know. It's funny to see the swimming men are now also up in the merc list. If we'd gone underwater, that would have been quite funny to get them both, but then again, we would have had to actually have the gold to do that. Hopefully this lets us retain the shipwreckers. I will be quite sad if it does not let us retain the shipwreckers, to be honest with you. Especially since they are completely intact. So yeah. We're really getting some mileage out of them. Anyway, here is the map now, and here is Sarmatia, expanding into a wasteland. I assume they want to come up here then, right? Who knows? They can now see me though. I have not messaged them, I'm just ignoring them, and I'm pressing on to Forest of Gila with the shipwreckers, because I think if we bump these guys, we'll win. They don't look very impressive on the map, right? I haven't actually looked at their units. I know that the Oreopatas are sacreds, right? They're the lizard riders. So we got archers, Oreopatas, and lancers. Let's just check what those units actually look like. So archers are just what? These things? So they got combos, but yeah, I mean, not much to say besides that. These are Oreopatas, so it depends what their bless is and how many of them there are. This looks like a starting army though, right? So there's probably only like 2 or 3 sacreds. And there's also lancers. What are those units? Let's see. These, okay. So maybe he recruited like 2 sacreds and a lancer on turn 1 or something. I think that the shipwreckers will be fine against that. So I'm not too worried about us bumping. So I'm just going to press on. The dream is still to get this whole route. Just leave this all for us. We'll see though. Next up over here in Promised Land, our big guy has been given the full army. And he is sailing to Desert of the Cliff Dwellers, so best of luck to him. He can then take these guys underwater. I was wondering if it's worth, like, not bringing the slingers. Because they would just be completely useless underwater, right? How many kills did you get? 1? Okay, these are useless units. Maybe I should just give them to my prophet. They might have some use there, right? Stick them in front to catch lances or something? I don't know. I give them to my prophet. My prophet can have them join up with the Nemedian warriors, because, yeah, we don't have many resources, so we're not recruiting, like, giant numbers of them or anything. We can fill out with slings. We'll attack desert with just, well, the useful stuff, I suppose. It should go okay. My prophet has to make a kind of awkward route back to Fomoria through our mountains, unfortunately, but yeah, next turn we'll have what? There's 6 Nemedians plus, I think we're getting 7 more? Yeah. So 13 units, and I can walk out and take this, why not? That's fine. Might be worth me actually getting princes instead of Nemedian champions. Because the sailing and the water breathing is probably more useful for expanding in this area than anything else. I mean, we're going to have to get water provinces and maybe sail across and get the other coast, right? Because this is just... yeah, I expect it to have quite dominant expansion, but the nature of the terrain is such that... By the way, this is annoying. I thought... Didn't I speak to this player and ask if they were attacking this and they said yes? Would you be able to sail there? No, that's... Oh, it's landlocked, okay. Okay, whatever. I'm rambling now. What am I doing? I'm moving the prophet back to the cap. Shipwreck is going to Forest of Gila. Other units are sailing to Desert of the Cliff Dwellers, and we'll have another group of units ready to roll out of Fomoria next turn. I'm also rebidding on the shipwreckers. And besides that, we're recruiting a Furbolg. So yeah. That's it for turn 5. Doesn't feel great, this position yet, but I don't know, maybe something will happen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. 3 battles, 2 of which were in Forest of Gear. So, Paramartia rolling at some very basic indies. 2 heavy infantry, some militia, a couple of archers, nothing really interesting. They've got their archers, they've got their lancers, and their Oriapatas. So these things rocking 19 defense. So they're going to be kind of hard for our shipwreckers to hit. Blesses, magic weapons and decay weapons, lots of poison resistance, blood surge, and dark vision. Shouldn't have too many problems with the indies though. Militia don't last very long. Yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward. So there's Forest of Gila. Lost 1 Lancer and 1 Apata though. Interesting. Then they bumped into the Shipwreckers. So. Weathering some Archer fire first. Really seemed to do much. Oh, 5 damage that time. We also start getting profited. Got a smite with paralyze on it. It's kind of hard for our shipwreckers to hit these things, but when they do hit, they don't have a lot of health, so tend to crumble. The archers are not going to fare very well. And as for the profit, also gets 1 shot, so that was Forest of Gila. We did lose 8 of the War Shamblers, unfortunately, so not great. But we stopped the Saramartian expansion and killed their prophet, so, you know, guess that's something. Next up, Desert of the Cliff Dwellers. This is a Bone Tribe province, but it turns out it's actually tiny. Pretty sure this has looked quite impressive on the map on some turns, but in reality, not much to see. So we don't have too many problems steamrolling these little guys. See ya. It says Cliff Dwellers. Lost 1 Nemedian warrior, and that's it. Also, nothing on their side got kill, so I wonder how he died. I don't know, did he catch a friendly javelin? I have no idea. Or maybe a skeleton killed him, because I don't think skeletons count for kills, do they? Because skeletons are getting summoned by this guy. Alright, that makes more sense. Events then. Promised Land, we got 3 Dominion. Not bad. The festival was held in honor of Harmless Weather Instrument, Lord of Horses. And in Passive Items, we've got Good Omens. Alright then. Some basic good events. Here's the map now. So expansion remains a bit awkward. I'm gonna guess that these 2 provinces are now just locked in for us because we've cut off here. Nobody's just gonna like walk through the throne to expand. Although if it takes a long time for us to pick up winner, they might do that. And possibly these 2 provinces are the same situation as well because they're behind this throne. So unless somebody sails across or comes through the water, I think these 4 provinces are locked in for us now. And potentially we're the only people in the area who can get the water provinces too. So we could theoretically have a lot of potential territory already kind of baked in. But should never take too much for granted. That being said, I'm going to continue doing what I'm trying to do with the shipwreckers, which is just finish this loop. Just to really ring this area in and make sure it's ours. Maybe even go through this wasteland to grab this too and then hit the water. We'll see how far they get though. If we continue losing shamblers. There's only 12 of them left, and we're hitting barbs this time, which might be rough, I don't know. But if it goes poorly, we can always go underwater and do these 2 provinces, because a tiny number of Kalulus and a tiny number of sea trolls is probably not going to stand up to a tiny number of war shamblers, so as long as we don't get wiped in Desert of Visions, we have options. But we'll try and take all this territory if we can. Next decisions are a bit trickier because these aren't really a priority, but it would be nice to get them. We can't just rush underwater anyway, because we need another underwater commander. But we need to start recruiting giants that are amphibious. So I'm not sure what to... We could just sit in our cap and wait to get another giant out and send more stuff underwater, I guess. But for the time being, I'm just moving all the stuff we've been recruiting to Zox. Now the problem is we don't really recruit that many units each turn either. But we'll have, you know, a bunch of Nemedians, some Slingers, my Prophet. We can walk those guys around picking up these 4 provinces anyway. And that'll be fine. They'll just concentrate on picking up that inner stuff. That'll be okay. These guys, though, in Desert of the Cliff Dwellers, I'm going to send them underwater. I don't think they'll stay underwater. I think I'd like to take this and then just see if anyone's on this coast yet. And maybe we can just come up on this side and start getting, you know, more of the coastline. And we'll leave water for later, because no one's taking this yet. And the swimming men are still available, so... thinking we can go here and then recruit the swimming men. We can then take Whalewind. And then maybe we'll have some more stuff, because I'm getting another underwater commander and still making Nemedian. So they could like join up and then try and go through this, which looks... I mean, this looks ridiculous though, to be honest. Amber Clan Tritons, Triton Troopers, and Shark Knights, and it's 110 report. I don't know, that might be kind of rough. This is Shark Tribe as well, so that's also kind of rough. I don't know, they're hard water provinces, unfortunately. But I'll try and go through this. I'll then try and bid on the swimming men and try and get some coast as well. But yeah, weird expansion. Not exactly going great. We can't exactly recruit many units either. I am placing a bid on Brollock's City Guard in Province 60, which is this one's Ox, just to help speed up capturing the inner provinces. But yeah, we'll see if we get them or not. I'm barely putting on more than a minimum bid, but it's just all the gold we had. And that's it for now. Oh, PD everywhere, yep. I mean, you know, things are okay, it's just an awkward expansion phase. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it speeds up a bit. But yeah, we really are locked on units we can recruit though. I should probably start putting down another fort quickly. But the problem there, of course, is that anywhere I put a fort currently, like any of these provinces, is going to draw more resources from our cap, isn't it? Because it's going to take the resources out of these provinces. I think that's how it works. I've never had to think that much about resources before, so I'm not 100% certain. But I think if there's a fort here, it sucks some of the resources out, right? Which means we get less in our cap here. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding. I guess I'll look it up. But at a minimum, I guess Gaeta would be a safe place to put a fort. Because that's not adjacent to any of our cap circle provinces, but we'll see. That sounds 6. I think I'm the last to take my son? Oh no, there's one more. Alright, I'm going to partial anyway while I check the video. But that was turn 6. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.